Namaskar. So, are you one of those person who eats more when you feel angry, sad, anxious, or disheartened or frustrated by something? Or are you one of those person who every now and then check for something new to eat, like bakery food, sweets, and so wants to have more even after even after completing your meals, or even after even if you do not feel hungry? Or are you one of those person who eats more than you need, and then you feel guilty about the same, and you end up working, you start immediately working out for burning that extra calories? So if you are one of them, then you should think that what you are having is comfort food. So what is comfort food? Comfort food, if you call something comfort food, you mean it is enjoyable to eat and makes you feel happier, although it may not be good for your health. Comfort food are typically high in fat or sugar, energy dense, and may have relatively low nutritional value. These food may trigger emotional response or a temporary feeling of stress relief. Some foods release an increased level of dopamine, a type of neurotransmitter that play a role in how humans feel pleasure. So yes, all of us eat meals, and they feel better, they feel energized, they feel good after eating. Of course, it is a thing for which we work so hard to have, to not to sleep with empty stomachs. So feeling satisfied and feeling content after having meal is different thing, but just to have a good feel, if you are eating for that, for just your good feel and not for your physical demand of body, but because of emotional demand of body, that is comfort food. So more than your physical body needs food, at that time your emotions or your brain wants to just feel good about something, so it ends up eating more or eating something high calorie food. So obviously in definition itself it is said that it's not good for health. So why we do that? Because we try to get easy ways of satisfaction, or easy ways of feeling good. So you have to remind yourself that the things which last longer do not come easy, and the things which comes easy, they do not last longer. So you have to choose. As all they say, between birth and death, what remains is choices. You have to make choices, and depending upon your choices, your character builds, or your health builds, or your personality builds. So choices does matter. So you have to think that choices do matter, and so you have to think what to choose, and for that you have to become aware of what you eat and what your food habits are. So for that, as I have explained about this book, and I just want to go more in depth of that book, that is Thich Nhat Hanh's How to Eat. I have completed reading this book, and so I thought just to make summary, or just to read some things which I have not mentioned in last video. So here Thich Nhat Hanh, as always, makes you aware. He makes 5 things, or 5 contemplations, and for young people he makes one more, that is 6 food contemplations for young people. It's wonderful for families to experience the happiness of sitting and eating mindfully together. These 6 contemplations were written particularly to be shared with young people before a meal, but they can be enjoyed by anybody. This food is the gift of the whole universe, the earth, the sky, the rain, and the sun. Second, we thank the people who have made this food, especially the farmers, the people at the market, and the cooks. So in first, Thich Nhat Hanh describes food as a gift of the earth, and in second he explains about gratitude, to be in gratitude for all the hard works everyone has paid to get that food on your plate. And third is, we only put on our plate as much food as we can eat. So in third contemplation, Thich Nhat Hanh makes us aware that you should take the quantity of the food should be decided before you eat, so that you know come to know that this is the amount that you need for your body. Fourth, we want to chew the food slowly so that we can enjoy it. Yes, there is very good video of R. Madhavan for this, where he describes of a place, detox center. I'm exactly not remembering its place name, but it's there. It's a famous detox center where they advise a practice that whatever you want to eat, you should eat slowly. That is, chew your water, drink your food. That you have to chew it so many times and so slowly that you should make liquid out of it. So if you have one bite of something, you have to chew it so many times that it will become liquefy with our saliva, and then you can have it. So in that way you have to finish your food, whatever you may take, high energy, low calorie or low energy, you have to take in, you have to eat in 20 minutes. So this is because the theory behind that is, when registers do not register according to the quantity. It you just feel, when you feel hungry, you just keep eating, and you do not come to know that you are already full, and you just keep eating, and the time duration, the brain registers the time duration more than the amount of food you have engulfed. So if you eat slowly, you will eat also in small amounts. That's one of the reason for having indigestion, all the acidity, gases, for that, because we gulp the things without tasting it. We just want to hurry, and we just want to finish that food. This food gives us, the fifth is, this food gives us energy to practice being more loving and understanding. So with the nourishment of your body, author describes about the nourishment of your mind, that the loving, caring nature should be indulged with the food. Sixth is, we eat this food in order to be healthy, happy, and to love each other as a family. So awareness of your family members and their loving, caring nature, and all the people in our life who made our life better. You have to remember all of them. By remembering them, you will give blessings to them, and with that consciousness, if you eat your food, and that will give you more satisfaction, more courage, more confidence than your comfort foods. So these are the things which you should keep in mind, that whatever you do, even dishwashing is described by this author as a meditation thing. He says that if I consider the dishes or the utensils as a baby Buddha, baby Christ, if baby Buddha or baby Christ would have come in such a shape or way, how you would have washed it. So dishwashing also he describes as a part of meditation. So you should definitely read this book to become aware of what you eat and how you eat. Once you get aware about the food habits, it becomes easy to control it. But just keeping in mind that I have to control, it will give you more stress, and you will end up in eating more than what you need, as always. But once you become aware, you have to slowly, because change happens, but it happens slow, and in the the more it goes, the more you will have it last longer for life, because it will be change in your lifestyle. not just a minute change. It will be change in your lifestyle, it will be change in your routine, it will be change in your food habit, and that will persist. That will lead you to, definitely lead you to a better health and better physical, mental, emotional health. And it will affect your family also, because one person who is changed so much just by becoming aware of what he eats, how he eats, they can see the change in you. So you will also become a role model for them, and you will help in others to change themselves. So thank you, and be the change you want to be seen.